A1. But watch this. I grew up right there on the corner of North Side and Kelsey Street. The wooded area is not there like it used to be, but I used to run from the police. I didn't like the police. And I met a police officer one day and he asked me a question, why don't you like the police? And I said, well, all I see them do is beat up people, treat people wrong. And he said, why don't you become a police? I said, I couldn't be a police officer. He asked the question, if you were, would you beat up on people? I said, no, I would not. He said, would you be a good police officer or a bad police officer? And I'm not recruiting for the police department. I'm just trying to change your mindset when you see a person in uniform. Because I'm sure you've seen police officers and they pass you by just like you don't exist. So if that was a bad police officer, he would just mess with you just for GP. But I'm sure you've been told and you've heard, you don't like this person because of that reason, or whatever the reason is, the same with police officers. Because my perception of them again, they were no good, they were bad. But the guy talked me into going and applying because he said, you don't have to be that way. I applied and I stayed in law enforcement 31 and a half years. I was there long enough to where if a police officer was doing anything, it's misconduct, I was there to where I could punish him or her. I said some things earlier, I showed you some slides, I tried to make some of it comical, but it's a fact. I'm the same color you are. Everybody in this room is the same color. I wish somebody would have taken the time and talked to me about do's and don'ts when coming in contact with law enforcement. When I started driving at the age of 15, and I started getting stopped on a regular basis, had tickets written to me on a regular basis, and I knew I wasn't doing anything, but I was too afraid to talk back to the police, so I let the police officer handle his business. But I realized a lot of things were happening not because of me out there driving bad. It was because of the situation I was placed in. Lived on the Cooper Road. My skin's dark. And I'm driving a car, whether it's at night or daytime. But you're going to start driving, and you're going to want to pick your friends up. You're going to ride 4 deep. You know what that tells the police when you start riding 4 deep? And that's one of my best friends right there. He can tell you, my first car was a 1966 Chevrolet Impala. It was 3 different colors. But watch this. I would shine that car up. I have pictures of that car today. And I realized I've come a long way. I'll shine that car up. But watch this. When I learned that the police would stop me if I put three of my friends, that made 4 people in the car, I started riding just one other person. Now it's 2 of us in the car. When we would see the police wouldn't even stop us. So I said, let me try something. Go back and get 2 more of my friends. Now it's 4 of us, 4 deep. And we wouldn't have to be doing anything. We see the police, we all look straight ahead, trying to make the police invisible. Guess what happened? Woo! We get pulled over. And I was young. And what you stopping us for? We wasn't doing nothing. Yeah, we were 4 deep. And in the eyes of the law, you know what? We suspicious looking. But that was a different era. Things have changed now. Technology. The phones. Everybody has a video on their phone. The police has videos. They have the microphones. But you still have a strike against you. And I'm just going to keep it real since all of us in this room are men. You're still black. See, you're still black. Is that a bad thing? No, that's a very good thing that you have the melanoma in your skin to where you don't have to. Let me tell you something. When you don't have to sit out in the sun and put suntan lotion on. If it was so black, why do you think a lot of people get tans? If black is so bad. Don't you let nobody tell you. Don't you let anybody tell you black is bad. But here's the thing. And I was serious when I said, I'm glad the girls are gone. Because I'm going to talk to you like you're my son. We can't go around being stupid. It's not going to get you anywhere being stupid. All this macho crap. You got Cooper Road on. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm from the Cooper Road. I'm from the Cooper Road. Ain't nothing wrong with representing. But when you walk out trying to establish yourself, if you walk in an interview with Cooper Road on, you can be the smartest person in the group. Guess what? You're not going to get an interview. A lot of times, and I was serious when the girls was here, and I got to change the tone now because I'm talking to young men that I want to see, I would hope to see succeed in life, but you're not going to go anywhere being stupid. If you've been handled by the police, we're going to chalk that one up as being a mistake. We're going to chalk that one up as being a mistake, and we're not going to let it happen again. But you have the desire and the will to succeed. Whatever you want to be, but ain't nothing wrong with having bling bling. I can have a ring on each finger that I can pay for. I can have the fanciest of cars, I can have the biggest of house. That don't mean a thing. Because when you walk out this room, you guys are still young black men. You're supposed to be our future. When I say our future, we're adults. We're going to go out and lay some tracks for you guys to come behind us. But if y'all not interested in where we're going, we're wasting our time laying tracks for you. Young ladies, those young ladies, and not to say they're better than you on a different level, but their mindset is going to be different. And if we're not careful, young black men, we're going to have ladies ruling the world. Next thing you know, there's going to be a lady president. And I'm not saying nothing wrong with it, but if we're going to be men, we have to be out front. We have to be out front. So what are you going to do to be out front? It's okay to have the bling bling, but don't let the bling bling have you. It's okay to have the big cars with the big rims, but here's my problem with that, and here's what I see. I see a car that's worth $200, and you have $2,600, $2,600 worth of rims on the car. Can somebody get me? Can somebody help me? Can somebody bring me into the light as to how that makes sense? It does not. You say it look good. It does not, because those big tires are going to cause your axles to mess up, your rotors to mess up, and you can't even afford to put a brake job on the car. It don't make sense, young man. If you're having problems where you're interacting with police officers at this age, you have until your last, I'm gonna call it an optional year, is age 16. Because when you turn 17, they're not telling you this. What's your last name? What's your last name? Jones. Jones? Okay, I just got that. They're not telling you this, but once you turn 17, it's no more calling your mom. Let's call your mom and turn you over. It's no more that. Sarge, I wish I could have showed them my CCC. How much time do we have? How much time do we have?
I think we're up in the rain now, my coach. It's correct.
Okay. I wish I could show you. Right here in this city, you have CCC right over there. And they will tell you it's like a summer camp. It's not like a summer camp. When you go over there and you're real bad, once you get in jail, you get locked down for 23 hours and you come out to take a shower. You don't see the outside. They have a hole in the roof where you see straight up. And the only reason you know it's day and night because you see the hole, and you don't see the hole all the time. But your rights are restricted to where somebody telling you when to go take a shower, when you can take a crap at any time, but when to take a shower, you can't read, you can't call your people. But this once you turn 17, and you see it all the time and you laugh at it like it's funny, but it's not funny. Because once you get into the system, I told you, it's going to be hard to get a job. It's going to be hard to get housing. And I mean that. But once you're in the system, it's sort of like having bad credit, having a bankruptcy on your credit. You can't get it off, and you become labeled. So now you can't get a house and you get a job, what are you going to do to survive? Think about it. No, I saw your eyes go up, but that's fine. You have to think about it. When you go home, think about if I don't make it, if I don't graduate, if I don't get a job, if I get a criminal record, all these if, what am I going to do in life? Because mom and dad are not going to always be there for you. They're there for you now. But when you turn 17, 18, if you're not playing by their rules, they can kick you out. They call the police.